Congratulations, you guys. It was just the best. The chemistry between you.
You come sing that song that I love.
No, I can't do that.
Here we go.
It's not funny. Jack.
Look at me.
All you gotta do is trust me. That's all you gotta do.
When did you know that you had this chemistry? Was it instant? Was it something, a trust that you had to build over time?
The chemistry was instant the minute that she was kind enough to let me come and talk to her about this potential project.
Yeah.
But then that's one thing. It's almost like having talent is one thing that Jackson says at the bar, but you know, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
And so it was like, what are we going to do with this? So the fact that we forged a friendship by creating art together is kind of the most idyllic way to use that chemistry.
And this has to just be the start. This has to be #1, and there has to be 10 more Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper films, please. Like, I need that in my life.
That would be a blessing.
The thing
That'll take us to like 88 though.
Yeah.
It took us so long to make this movie.
That's true. It did take a minute, guys. I love the theme in this movie of what our fascination with you and celebrities does to that celebrity. So what does fame feel like for the both of you being the biggest stars in the world?
You know, when I talked to her about the movie, I think I talked about how I heard the movie and that it was gonna be, I didn't want any photographs or paparazzi chasing people or anything, because I don't garner anything from that in terms of what does it feel like. And to me, it's all about sound and the cacophony of noise and then that deep, deep silence. And so the rhythm of the movie very much has that throughout the entire film.
Yes.
But certainly right off the bat, I wanted the audience to feel like, oh, I wasn't expecting that sonically right afterwards, and oh, he kind of looks lonely, but he was just doing what I always would want to do. So right away, I wanted to create that sensorial sort of palette. Then we were going to use the rest of the film.
Oh man, and you felt that when you got in the car for the first time
Yeah.
after the big show. You were
Yes.
like, is it like that for you as well?
Yes, I identified very much with that first scene. I always say that I identified with Ali, but I also very much identified with Jackson in this film. When he gets into the car after he plays his show, and it just goes to first silence, and then you can hear the ringing in his ear from the tinnitus. That's very much what it's like, and it's a very empty, lonely feeling coming off stage. You're on this tremendous high, and then all of a sudden, all of the, like he said, cacophony, it just sort of drops, and there's silence, and your ears are ringing from being in the room, and it's a challenge. And he portrayed it just so beautifully. I mean, it was spot on.
Of course, then everyone's going to be walking around with their imperfections
Oh,
after this movie.
wouldn't that be great?
You have a beautiful nose.
Oh, thanks. But I wanted to ask you, you've talked about this before, but what are some of the things that you guys have been told that you had to change in order to be a big star?
This interview will be about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? It's a rough business. It's a very hard business, and you have to have thick skin. It's definitely not for everybody. I've heard everything, every face, everything on my body.
Yeah, I was suggested to get a nose job before I put out my first single and shot the video, and I just said no. And
Well, ha ha ha, everyone.
Hey,
what?
I just want to take another look at you.
A little birdie told me that many, many, many moons ago, you might have had a crush on Lady Gaga.
I've always loved her music, but no, I actually, that was part of the discovery, I think, for both of us.
Really?
I didn't even know really what she looked like, and so that first meeting was like incredible.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have a crush on you and your Nouveau cover.
Thank
yes,
you.
yes, yes. It is so beautiful and
Yeah,
so
I just saw it
stripped
this
down.
morning. It's insane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, the spread. What do you think of it?
The
And
one up against the wall is my favorite.
the black dress.
Yeah, it's so sick.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm just so humbled and happy to be here. I don't know if I have the articulate words to describe, the tremendous feeling of overwhelmed joy and excitement. And I'm just so humbled. I mean, he's so talented, and he's such a visionary, and he's so brilliant. I mean, it could just make me cry. Like, I just believe in him so much, and I believed in him before he ever came to my home. I just thought he was one of the most brilliant actors in the world. And then when I met him in person, he was one of the kindest people I've ever met, and we were so comfortable together. And this whole thing that's happening, it's beautiful. Anytime you make art and people receive it and feel something, you feel that you've communicated to the world, and you know that's why we are artists. Is that's our form of communication is through art.